tell me nothing.
My hair look like Clark Kent because I'm Superman.
I promise you, nobody is worried about your hair. If mine was looking a hot mess, there'd be more comments about my hair looking a hot mess
No.
than about yours. I was thinking earlier today, I was like, man, I should have just posted when I started recording this.
Way back
when I'd be
when?
like, hey guys, remember I would pull the camera out?
I thought you were joking.
No,
Way
I was
back when.
actually recording videos. I wanted to be a content creator, and we'd be rich by now. Something would have to give by this time.
No, it's true. Because I thought about that when I was back in Seattle personal training. I'm like, man, we could have made videos. We could have done like how-tos for lifts and things like that. Would have been a perfect time to start. You're talking for me over 10 years ago. And yeah, just like you said, for when
My
you used to
little
mess
vlogs I
around.
was
Yeah,
trying to
the
do.
little vlogs. But I always thought you were just kind of not really that serious. So I was just like, man, put that away. But I thought about that today too. It's like, what I don't want to happen is another however many years go by and you're like, man, I should have done it then.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're like, I should have done it then.
Yeah. So that is what we're talking about today. We are discussing our anxieties about content creating. For me, it was mainly image that would be portrayed, others that we see daily. Like there's a certain image that I want, and social media doesn't always have the best rep in the environment that we're in. So I don't know. I didn't want to be equated with that when it came to the environment that we're involved in. I didn't want to be equated with the bad rap of social media and that I'm on it. But I think, but thinking about it today, I was like, I could still be on it. It's really about the content I provide.
Yeah.
And I think if my content stays in line with what, my
beliefs.
character, if my content stays in line with my character, I shouldn't have, I won't have a problem because I know I'm not doing nothing crazy. Like if anybody questions it, it's like, okay, what am I doing that bad? Like, what is the issue? Like it'd be different if I was using social media for something negative or, So that's where my anxieties used to come from. And like even before, like on Instagram, I wasn't really posting on Instagram, but I am more now because I had that kind of thought process. Like what I'm posting is really not a negative thing. So if somebody were to see it, they can't really say like, she shouldn't be, Not that it should matter like that, but it does matter to me how I am perceived. So that was my anxieties.
Yeah. I mean, I get it. It's, a lot of stuff that we see on social media is, what's the right word?
Gets a bad rep.
Yeah, but, well, it's like, it's all about
self-promotion.
Yeah, I can't think of like the right, just one word. But anyways, a lot of the same things you mentioned is the same things that I had thought about as well. So, but I think a lot of it also, one, depending on what you're doing, like if my content was, to go to the gym and record like that, like there's no two ways around it. It's awkward to record yourself in a gym and other people are trying to do stuff and things like that. But I also think that at this point, it's becoming more and more common that I don't think people really care like that. Like, and sure, plenty of people will probably look at you from a distance and be like, here this guy goes, stuff like that. But at the end of the day, like, who cares? Because if you have a rhyme and a reason behind it and what you're trying to promote, like what if you see somebody recording something from your point of view, it might look like they're just trying to flaunt themselves or look good. But what if by the time they finish their video, it's more of like a how-to, or, they're posting just like a day in the life things and how they eat and how they train or whatever. And I'm using that example because I'm familiar with working out and eating and stuff like that. But that small sample of what you see of somebody doing something in the gym, maybe it looks weird or bad from your point of view, but it could be, that's just what they need to make their video or to make their content. But so I think for me, it was more about, of course, you always want to worry about what people think, which you shouldn't. But I think the biggest one is more of the anxiety of how the heck am I going to edit all this and put this all together, and where are you going to have time to do it? I really think that's been the biggest holdup.
Yeah.
because I've tried to do it on a small scale. I don't know if from the phone is the best way to do it, but and now there are other ways of doing it. So they're trying to find out what's the easiest way to do it. But I think that's been the biggest holdup for sure.
Yeah. Well, those are my anxieties on even getting started. Like even propping the camera up to talk to the camera, and then watching it, and you're like, do I want to post? Like those things. I didn't even get that far into. It takes forever to edit the things, and you want them to look a certain way, and like once you actually get over the hump of, okay, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna record myself. I'm going to, create something. Once you get over that hump is the hump of editing. So like that's the other end of the anxiety is the actual work that goes into it on top of what you already have to actually do, which is like work and take care of your kids and hang out with family and communicate with friends. Like it's on top of what you are already supposed to be doing. So it's easy to just say, I don't need to do this, so I'm just gonna push it to the side. So that's after the anxiety of actually deciding to record yourself or deciding to forget what everybody thinks in the gym and just prop the camera up. After all of that, after you get over all that, you have to deal with that part as well. So it's a lot, but I don't know.
Well, I think going back to what you said about like the why you if your intent is like good, then it really shouldn't be a problem. But I think that we both have the same idea of it would be really nice to be able to do stuff like this, not have to worry about like a typical work life balance, to be closer to home or be around for the kids easier and stuff like that. And I mean, like, that's what people are doing. And I don't think that's a bad mindset to have for anybody that would be trying to do social media or content creating, especially if you have a family and you have kids and stuff like that. I think as a parent, the greatest thing you want to be able to provide is time for your kids and time for your family. So if that's like the end goal, then I don't think anything is wrong with that. But yeah, just finding most of us don't have the ability to just be like, cool, I don't have a job or I'm not working, so this is what I'm going to dedicate my time to. Like if you have a house and you have these bills and you have these payments and you have a family to support and you have this, it's not ideal to just be able to stop doing everything that you're doing to just try to make this a career. So there's that too, is you got to find a way to continue what you've been doing until the time is right to be able to say, okay, I can do this full time. And I think that is also the things that has probably held us back or most people back, is just that starting. But most people I think that have done it are honestly, all they're gonna say is, well, just gotta find a way to start.
Yep. I watch lots of people that still have their corporate jobs and are just finding a schedule on posting. Mainly, that's really it. They're finding a schedule, but majority of them are in kind of convenient situations as well. Like they're not convenient, but compared to our situation, it's convenient because half of the week we're busy. We have somewhere to be 3 days a week at the same time that we're not changing. So, and that compared to another content creator who is, their nights free and after they're done with work, they're done. That's their convenience over our schedule, is that 3 days a week we have somewhere to be at the same time every time. So we have to work around that as well. And that's priority. So that's not being changed. So on top of work, you have to also factor in those days, that half of the week where we're actually, dedicated to something that we're not going to change is a factor as well. So those are my anxieties about it, but I do see the light in it. I do think that it is possible. Like I think we're both personable on different levels to where we can make it in a content creating environment. Like I don't know, I feel like I could do anything on content creating and kind of run with it. And I think Jordan's really good with fitness things and meal prepping. Like I think he would be excellent at something like that. Like because something that he does all the time, which is meal prepping and fitness. Like he does it all the time and consistently. So all he would have to do is basically find the time to record himself and then find the time to make those videos and post them.
To edit them.
Right. To actually put that content together and post them. But it's something he does literally all the time. So I think those would be perfect situations for him. Me, I don't know. Like right now I could do anything, but like once I go to work, it's kind of like I'd have to do things like at this hour when everyone's asleep, which I'm a night owl and I can do
midnight.
That. Yeah, I'm a night owl. That's would be my thing, finding a corner somewhere and just recording a topic of something.
And I'm yawning right now, so
yeah. So I think that's kind of my direction I would go into when it comes to this content creating, as far as like YouTube videos. My direction would be to do some one-on-one talkings or motivational videos or kind of a sit down with me and type of thing. But I would have to find the time, and I think the time would be like these moments late at night whenever the house is quiet and I can kind of sit and record. So
yeah,
let's
like
see if I could do that.
That's the other thing with the cooking or the meal prep stuff that I've tried to do in the past is there never feels like there's a right time to do it. I mean, especially if you're, I don't know, maybe there's people out there that, do it with a household of other people like in there. But like, we with 2 young kids doing it, like ideally you want it to be a perfect setup. And I don't know if that's always going to be possible. And
I don't know. I think you can use that to your advantage. Like,
yeah,
not every content creator that's meal prepping
sometimes they
shows their kids.
Sometimes they try to make it too perfect.
Yeah, like I think that's cool. Like, and especially with these mics now, you can kind of adjust the sound, and things like that. True. But yeah, you start recording, and then I don't know, kid pops up and is like, "Hey, Dad, can you open this?" You don't have to cut that out. I think that'll make you gain the followers that you want. Like, it'll build your audience based on what they see. I don't know. I think there's nothing wrong with that.
I don't think there is either. I think in my head though, that has been something that,
like an anxiety towards it.
Yeah, or just like, should I do it like that or whatever? And I think some of it too is speaking about kids and cameras and stuff like that. Not that I'd be so worried about them being on it or anything, but I just feel like sometimes we're on our phones so much that I don't want that to be the only thing like your kids see or our kids see. Right. It's just like my mom and dad are always on their phone. Mm-hmm. I mean, yes, we know that we would be on our phones because you're essentially trying to start a business. Like, this is your own business, this is your brand, but they don't see it like that. Mm-hmm. And I wouldn't want that to be a distraction or, something that is taken away from them and the time that they need as well. So again, all those things kind of add up into the factors and anxiety of trying to start something, but plenty of people do it. And I honestly, I don't really, I guess the more you talk about it, actually, the more it's really no different than people having jobs and different schedule of jobs. Plenty of people out there don't have a typical 9 to 5 where they can be at home once their kids get home. Some parents, one works normal hours and another one works later hours. Like, that's just the world that we live in. And my point in saying that is, I guess that would be no different really than you taking the time on your phone to try to record something that you're going to be putting out to people. Like, you are still there with them, you're just trying to record something. And it is cool, like when I remember when some of the stuff that we recorded with our kids, and then you go back and look like a year later and you're like, look at them,
look how small they were,
however long ago this was. Mm-hmm. So it does kind of work as like a home video.
Memories.
Yeah, memories. And like now you have this library of videos. Not that they would be in it all the time, but in the times that they are. But so yeah, I mean, all those things. But I don't know, I'm to the point where so many people are doing it and the age of technology is only advancing and only getting better. It's almost like, I feel like in what we started off saying, that should have done it when we should have, thought about it, should have done it when we thought about it. That like, I don't want to keep thinking that. So
just do it.
Did you hear that?
Nike, please. I've been tagging y'all in all of my Instagram posts.
You know how many people
almost all of them
tag Nike?
I know, but one of these days they're gonna be like, let's get somebody that ain't made it. And they're gonna be like, this girl been tagging us in everything. How many followers she got? That's it.
2.
Give her a deal. It's gonna happen. I'm claiming it.
Wishful thinking.
Claiming it. Like, dang, she made it off of 800 followers. Nike hit her up.
I suppose, you know.
You never know. Or Jordan, you know, Michael Jordan, he be reaching out to people too.
Okay.
They do.
Mm-mm.
All right. Thanks for watching our TED Talk. No, our I guess we could say our bedside talk about our anxieties on starting content creating. And I'm sure so many people out there have felt the same things we expressed today. So if you did, go ahead and like this video and stick around for what we have in store for our content and support if you'd like to. Do you have anything to say?
Like, comment, and subscribe. But you know what's funny about that? I know you already did an outro, but that's something else I thought about recently. People say that a lot, but it really does make a difference. And I've even found myself liking more people's videos. I feel like on YouTube, it was not, for me, it was never a common thing that I would like a video, even if I watched it and I did like it. I just didn't think to do it for whatever reason, and definitely never really commented. I don't really scroll through YouTube comments like that. Like, you know, there's other places, TikTok, you know, comments are funny, and Twitter, same thing. YouTube is not one of those ones I ever really like would go through the comments like that. But I do understand how that helps a channel, because, you know, that's how those algorithms work, or are, you know, people liking videos and people commenting and all that stuff. So I say that I've tried to actually, when I watch a video and I'm like, that was good, like, I like a video, just because I know that it does make a difference, and it makes a difference to that person. Like, and again, like, my one my one like might not be that significant on, you know, me thinking about it when I do it, but if there's a bunch of people out there like me thinking like that to go then they do end up liking a video. That's a big difference to that person and that creator. So I have tried to like more videos when I feel like it's, you know, a good video and stuff like that. So I get it.
That's it. Thanks for watching.